What's up, guys? My name is Jasmin Bell, and I want to welcome you to the Into the Jungle podcast. I'm joined alongside my amazing co-host. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
I'm Dan Hawk, the voice of the Broken Arrow Tiger athletics programs. It's going to be a good one today. What do we got on tap today?
Well, I'm so excited. We're joined alongside a few of our student council members. They're going to give us all the information we need to know. I want them to introduce themselves as well.
Hi, I'm Tatum Rubin. I'm a senior here at Student Council.
Hi, my name is Troy Bell. I'm a sophomore here at Broken Arrow.
Well, awesome. We have some amazing things in store today. Let's start off with just a few questions. One of them being, what is Student Council?
So Student Council is a group that collectively works to fund different opportunities we have at the high school and plan all of our events.
And how long have you been in student council?
This is my first year in Student Council, but I've been on the grade board since my sophomore year.
What about you, Troy?
This is only my first year in student council, so yeah.
Now, I want to know, what made you want to be in student council?
I think just being on the boards and then wanting to be in a higher leadership role and wanting to be, it's our senior year, so wanting to make a bigger impact, and I thought student council was the way to go.
How about you, Troy?
I think for me, it was just wanting to cultivate my leadership more, and I thought this was a great opportunity to do that.
For you, what keeps you coming back to student council? Because you've been in it for such a long time. And Troy, this is your first go around with it.
I think just, it's a lot of planning. It's a lot of work inside and outside of school, but getting to see everyone's reactions to the different things that we get to do and seeing how everyone loves the events, it's an amazing opportunity.
I think, that's the focal point of what student council is, making the student body happy. So after we do finish our projects and stuff, it's just seeing the smiles and stuff on people's faces after.
Now, you guys do a lot, and that encompasses just a plethora of different things, but there has to be a favorite. Why don't you tell them?
I would say my favorite thing is probably to do called Smile Week. So Smile stands for Seeing Miracles in Life Every Day. We get to adopt a Make-A-Wish kid. We partner with Make-A-Wish Oklahoma. So this year we have 5-year-old Brooklyn, and her wish is to go to Disney World. So all year long we fundraise. We have different opportunities to help her achieve her wish of going to Disney World.
Awesome. How about you, Troy?
I think my favorite thing has to be Aloha Bash. I think everybody knows what it is. And so every single year we do Aloha Bash, it's amazing weather outside, slides and stuff. So yeah, that's my favorite.
Awesome. Dan and I were actually on the scene at Aloha Bash this year.
I was covered in mud that day.
You know what? I decided to take the clean route. I just did a little bit of on-the-ground volleyball, but it was a good time. It was a good time.
Yeah, that's the best part about student council is the events, decorating. For you, Troy, what made you decide to get into it? Because some kids, when they get into high school, they don't want to be a part of student council. They want to just go to class, go home. Why did you want to get involved?
So it was kind of a persuasive effort by student council at the high school. Last year I was in student council. Miss Wilburn, she had brought some students from that student council that year to the freshman academy. They had just had a conversation with us about what it looks like at the high school. And I was kind of persuaded to come and join. And it's a great experience so far. So yeah, that's what made me get into it.
That's awesome. Tatum?
I think with me, I had been in the leadership programs before for the past 2 or 3 years, and Thompson and Wilbur and I talked to them, and they were like, hey, you're an amazing leader. We think it would be a good idea if you wanted to run for student council. And I sat down, had a conversation, and I was like, okay, let's do it.
Yeah. Now, I know that there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. So what keeps you coming back through all the trials and tribulations?
I think just at the end of the day, it's like we are seniors, class of 2024. I think just going at it with this mindset of like, this is the last time we're going to get to do everything we have, everything we are going to be able to have, and just everything we're doing this year. It's the last time. So making it big and bold and going out with a bang, I think is something I definitely wanted to be a part of.
Yeah.
For me, I think it's my first year. And so that means just, trying stuff and failing. Even if I do fail, I have 2 more years to kind of make an impact on student council. And it's been a great experience so far.
Did you ever imagine what it had become for student council when you first got in?
I would say no, honestly. The staff kind of surprised me like 100%. They're amazing, and so is the community and student council as well. And so the planning and stuff is completely different from what it was at the freshman academy. And I would say this is a whole nother level, and it's more better and amazing.
Now, for anybody that's considering joining student council, would there be any words to encourage them to go ahead and make that step?
I would say go ahead and do it. There's different roles in student council, so you have title holders and then general members. But if you don't necessarily want to be on the board or a committee, we do have our advisory meetings. If you just want to come and be like, hey, what exactly is student council? We can always, we have once a month, we have student council meetings Wednesdays during advisory in the student union. You can come by, stop by, kind of see the atmosphere and kind of see what we're planning and what we've got going on.
Awesome.
I would say Miss Wilburn, she said, why not? the first time she was telling me to join student council. And I have the same question for everybody watching. Why not join? It's a great experience. Experience something new at the high school. We have a lot of different things. This is one of the things that will really get you involved in the student body.
That's awesome. And it's important to get involved here at a large high school, us being the largest high school in all of Oklahoma. There's so many things to get involved in. Student council just being one of those amazing things. We're getting ready to send it off to our first break. You're watching the Into the Jungle podcast.
At Ascension St. John, you'll find advanced heart care, brain and spine care, and personalized cancer care. And we excel just as much in the things that can't be measured. Listening more closely, caring more compassionately.
Welcome back to the Into the Jungle podcast. I'm joined alongside my amazing co-hosts Dan Hawk, Tatum Roop, and Troy Bell are in the studio to keep us in the know about all things student council. Now, Tatum, both you guys are involved in a lot of things here at the high school. So what is something that you guys are planning right now currently that the student body can look forward to?
Yeah, so one thing we do, we have events all year round. It's called Smile Week. It is our philanthropy week that we have at the end of April. So next semester we'll have, as mentioned earlier, we have a Make-A-Wish child named Brooklyn. And so her wish, as I said before, is to go to Disney World. So our goal is to raise $15,000. So whenever you guys see stuff on Canvas for the Smile Week merch or things on our Instagram for Spirit Nights, those are all directly going to Brooklyn and to help make her wish come true. So at the end of April, we're going to have a whole bunch of people line the hallways. We're going to decorate the whole student union. We're going to decorate the hallways. And we're going to have them come up and we're going to surprise them and be like, hey, we as a student body have worked all year long to make this wish come true for you. And surprise, you're going to Disney World.
Now, Tatum, behind all this, there's a lot of emotion that's involved dealing with this family and whatnot. How do you break that down for yourself, knowing that this is your senior year and just seeing the emotion that could happen with this young family with an opportunity to go to Disney World and, you know, all the students getting involved to make this happen?
Yeah, so Smile Week is something that's very near and dear to a lot of our hearts. So we have two members, Ava Skipper and Morgan Lingerfelt, who are actually on the youth council with Make-A-Wish. And so when they brought this in and they're like, hey, this is what we're going to do, as someone who's had people close to my family who have had children go through similar things, it's something that I was like, okay, no, this is something we're dedicated to. This is something that we're going to go above and beyond for. We're going to go the extra mile for this child. And so collectively as our little committee in student council, we really, really are like, okay, y'all, this is something that we can't be little with. We're Broken Arrow. We have to go all out on this.
Go
child.
big and go home.
Exactly. That's what we do here at VA. Yes. And Troy, is there any other events that we can look forward to as a student body?
So yeah, there's another thing that's called Angel Tree. And for those that don't know, Angel Tree is where we quote unquote adopt two kids in the district who we don't know who they are, but they have a list for us of things they might need and want. And so student council kind of provides for them different things. And so we've already had a bunch of students and student council bringing in a bunch of stuff. And it's amazing just seeing like the activity and involvement of student council in the student body. So yeah. And then one more thing we have is called Sadie Hawkins. And that's a dance. It's not as formal as homecoming, but it's another amazing event that you should definitely come and support.
Yeah, Sadie Hawkins is one of my favorites. It's gone in the books now at Broken Arrow High School for a while now. It's a less formal version of homecoming is what I like to describe it as. And so, Troy, this being your first year as a student council member, how do you plan to leave your mark here at Broken Arrow High School?
Yeah, that's a good question, Jasmine. So, of course, I want to be involved in almost everything we do. And not almost, but everything we do. And so, being my first year, I just want to see and get a total outlook on everything that student council does and just get involved. And another thing that I'm planning on is 2026 student council president.
Wow.
You heard it here.
Okay. Well, you
throwing it down right here. Breaking news.
Breaking news. Troy Bell is on the scene announcing his candidacy to become the 2026 class president.
Yes.
That's exciting. Now, you got a couple years to prepare for that. And so I'm wishing you the best of luck. For those that don't know, Troy is actually my younger brother. And this is an absolute honor to have him on the podcast with me today. And so you have my vote, Troy. All right. Well, thank you guys for watching. We're getting ready to sit it off to our second break of the show. We'll be back to play some fun games with Troy and Tatum. See you here in just a second.
Taziki's Mediterranean Cafe is serving up fresh and healthy Mediterranean favorites like lamb gyros, scratch-made hummus, baklava, and more. Our salmon feast is a delicious and filling entree with none of the guilt. With over 100 menu items, Taziki's has something for all tastes. Elevate your catering experience with Taziki's signature dips and pita, boxed lunches, or any of our full-service catering options. Perfect for a boardroom or a baby shower. Taziki's is locally owned and operated.
Welcome back to the Into the Jungle podcast, joined alongside Dan Hawk, Tatum Roop, and Troy Bell. You guys, this is a segment we like to call Who Are You? Now, we know you inside of your student council position, but we're getting to know you guys as just people, okay? And so the goal is you have 30 seconds. You want to answer as many questions as you can and as fast as you can. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, I think it's a good idea to start off with Troy. Here we go.
Alrighty.
All right, timer is started. Where is the most beautiful place you've ever seen?
Grand Turks for sure.
What's your favorite kind of weather?
Winter.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Good answer. Do you like cities or remote places?
Cities.
Would you survive the zombie apocalypse?
Yes.
Do you have a favorite type of exercise?
Basketball.
Okay. Which phone app do you use the most?
Music.
Do you prefer cooking or going out?
Cooking.
Do you believe in ghosts?
Yes.
Okay. Are you good at solving puzzles?
Yes.
Last question. Are you double jointed?
No.
Okay. Awesome. Troy, you did a great job.
Not bad.
You would survive the zombie
Yes.
apocalypse?
I've always had that question. And
You know
yes.
what? I doubt if I'll survive. I think I
would
need the
not.
right group of people to be around me in order to
Oh, yeah.
survive.
To be able
Yeah.
to survive. Absolutely. All right, Tatum, you ready for this rapid fire?
Of course, let's go.
All right, here we go. Are you good at problem solving?
Yes.
And how about this? Are you double jointed in any way?
No.
If you could jump in a pool of anything, what would it be full of?
Water.
And what's the best Wi-Fi name you've seen?
Cool kids.
What do you think of the worst smell is? What's
Rotten,
the word?
rotten eggs.
Rotten eggs. Okay. Do you talk to yourself?
No.
What's the weirdest fact you know?
I don't think I know. I don't think I have one on the top of my head.
If you could erase one color from an existence, what one would
Black.
it be? And finally, what is the weirdest thing in your home?
Oh, probably the Wi-Fi. Like, we have a stand that has the Wi-Fi password, and it just says, I don't know, ask Tatum.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I like that. If we had one in our house, it'd be Ask Troy because he knows it off the top of his head. And it's not even like a little short one. No, it's like
Ours is
letters,
long. You
numbers.
memorize it.
That's how ours is. My mom's like, I don't know, just ask Tatum. And so that's what we have a little stand in the living room that says, I don't know, ask Tatum.
I love that. You know, you gotta be able to rely on those people.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for participating in that game. We're sending it off to our last and final break for this podcast. We'll see you back here in just a second.
Tulsa Bone and Joint, Northeast Oklahoma's sports medicine experts. We are pleased to help you and the athletes in your life with a number of surgical and non-surgical options. Tulsa Bone and Joint is proud to serve as team orthopedist for local high schools such as Broken Arrow, Owasso, Sapulpa, Cascia Hall, and Bishop Kelly. We're also proud to be team orthopedist for FC Tulsa. Tulsa Bone and Joint, moving life forward.
Welcome back to the Into the Jungle podcast, joined alongside Dan Hawk as my co-host. Tatum Roop and Troy Bell are on the scene with me today, keeping us in the know about all things student council. I want to thank you guys for joining me today.
Thank you for having us,
you,
Jasmine.
yeah.
Now, if you have any words of encouragement for anyone, last things, would you just encourage them to be involved? What all would you say?
I would say, yeah, come to the advisory meetings if you want to get the atmosphere, feel for the atmosphere. Worst thing you can do, run at the end of the year when those ballots come out. Run. Worst case scenario, you don't win, but you're still in student council. I say do it. Put your name on the ballot.
Yeah, I say you only have 3 years at the high school. I mean, even if you're like a junior, senior, or a sophomore, get involved. I mean, why not is the thing that Miss Wilborn told me. And, you know, get involved in your student body. You're here for 3 years, so you might as well make the most of it while you're here.
That's awesome. Well, you heard it here first, guys. Make sure you get involved. You only have 3 years. That's something I did. I want to encourage you guys as well. Thank you guys for joining me once again. We'll see you here next week on the Into the Jungle podcast.